Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now live at 4 on this Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend.
Boy, it is hot outside. Have you been outside?
Well, at lunch.
Yeah, I mean, summer is hanging on.
And it's going to be so for the most of this week. We'll get to the weather in just a minute. But first, here's what's making news on this Monday. Edgewood College is feeling the pinch of fewer students enrolling in the private school. Amanda Quintana explains what they're doing to downsize.
A strike on oil wells in Saudi Arabia might be hitting you at the gas pump.
And Gabriela Becerra explains the connections between roller coasters, emergency 911 calls, and that phone in your back pocket.
That's a very good tease.
They're all connected.
Let's take a look outside today. It was, well, how about the fog this morning?
Oh, it was as thick as pea soup.
Yeah, it really was.
And apparently it's going to be again tomorrow morning, so leave extra time to get to work. Still warm, still humid.
Hope he can find his golf ball. It might have been hard this morning.
Those are the weather words, and Dana Fulton is in the backyard with more on this touch of spring, or touch of summer, I guess.
Touch of summer, yeah. It's more summery like outside. I don't know if it was a good golf morning. I mean, the weather was okay. It was just a little foggy. You're trusting yourself quite a bit if you're out golfing this morning. Right now, here's a live look with our WISC-TV sky cam. A few clouds, but overall not too bad of a day. Again, we started off the day with quite a bit of cloud coverage and that fog. Now our visible cloud track looks just fine. We're at 82 in Madison, 85 though in Boscobel. That's about 10 degrees above what our afternoon highs should be, in those dew points near 60. So it's not too thick right now outside, but still just a little humid. Thankfully, our Doppler track is nice and quiet. We don't have anything new moving in, no rain threats tonight, nor for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we will have some areas of fog yet again in the morning. Another warm and humid day. Our next rain chance will be marching in before the end of the week, though. But we'll take a closer look at what that 10-day forecast looks like in just a few minutes. Right now on the roadways, we're seeing the usual traffic east and westbound on the Beltline. Here's East Washington, though, right at 2nd Street. A really nice shot there of how downtown looks. No major accidents to report. Eastbound side slows down a little bit the closer you get to John Nolan. And things pick up the closer you get to 39 and 90 around Prairie du Sac and Sauk City, heading towards Baraboo. No major delays at this time. It'll take you 27 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline, from Sauk City to Middleton, 16 minutes, and from Sun Prairie to downtown, about 15 minutes on this September-y, summery evening.
It's still summer officially, right?
Yeah, it is. It is still summer. We still have several more days before we officially get to fall.
All right, and it's going to feel like summer the next few days. Dana, we'll check back in a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. First at 4, Edgewood College is planning to lay off some faculty and staff and reduce the number of majors the college is offering, saying that the liberal arts college is in a deficit.
The decrease in student enrollment is a big factor, bringing in less tuition. Our Amanda Quintana is live at Edgewood College with the latest. Amanda.
This has been in the works for the last 2 years, but on Monday, just a week ago, the interim president told faculty and staff that these changes are going to happen quickly, more quickly than expected. By November 15th, in a meeting with the trustees, they will give the trustees a plan as to what they're going to change. Ellen Gelvinger says plans will go to that board of trustees for approval on the 15th. Faculty will be notified shortly after that. It's still unclear how many employees will lose their jobs, but since the college doesn't want to raise students' tuition, this is really the only choice.
It's their job, it's their livelihood, it's their family's health insurance, it's their mortgage payment, it's their kids' tuition in some other college. Yes, of course people are worried about that. And you know, we're just trying to support each other through a really hard time.
The goal is to have a 13-to-1 ratio of students to faculty by fall of 2020. As for the majors, some arts and sciences programs that aren't as popular among students will be cut. But I'm told if a student is currently pursuing that degree, they will get to continue. These changes are mainly affecting faculty members, but a student we spoke to today says a lot of students are confused as to how this will affect them and the departments that they're studying in.
All right, Amanda Quintana reporting live from Edgewood College. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. The man hit by a vehicle during a hit and run on Madison's north side has died. Police say the 60-year-old man from Brooklyn was walking along the 1700 block of Northport Drive around 10 Thursday night. Officers are still looking for the driver who ran into him. Detectives say there is little surveillance footage. They have the only footage they have shows a dark-colored sedan hitting the man.
President Donald Trump says it is looking like Iran was responsible for the attacks on key oil installations in Saudi Arabia, but he says he doesn't want war. President Trump led a meeting of the National Security Council at the White House this morning to discuss the attack. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted, "Iran has now launched an unprecedented attack on the world's energy supply." Iran denies any role in the attacks, calling the U.S. claims unacceptable and baseless, but tensions in the region are on the rise.
If indeed Iran is responsible for this attack on Saudi oil infrastructure, it really brings us to a point where we haven't been before.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized another oil tanker in the Straits of Hormuz Monday, sending oil prices up even more.
Those events are threatening to send global fuel prices soaring. How much higher and for how long remain to be seen. CBS's Danya Backus reports from Los Angeles.
The impact of the attacks in Saudi Arabia is already becoming clear.
We've never seen such a significant and abrupt reduction in global oil production. We will see most of the impact start to show up at pumps nationwide tomorrow into Wednesday.
The attacks reportedly cut Saudi Arabia's production capability in half. And if the kingdom is unable to quickly get the facilities back online, drivers will likely pay more at the pump.
Today, we're at about $61 a barrel. If we start inching up towards that $65, $70 mark, we could very well see gas prices increase another 25 cents, even more, depending on that crude price point.
Despite those warnings, experts say drivers should resist the urge to rush out and fill up their gas tanks. If everyone did that, they say it could bring about a real shortage.
What motorists should do or could do in this case is try to reduce their demand for a week or two. That would make a sizable difference if we could all scale back just a little bit.
A day ago, the national average for gas was $2.56 a gallon. AAA says most consumers will wait until it's much higher before altering their driving habits.
We tend to see most people starting to make changes about the $3.25 mark, but even as we inch closer to $3, people do feel a little bit of that stress, that little more of that pinch on their wallet.
Gas prices are still nowhere near the all-time record. During the summer of 2008, the national average topped $4 a gallon. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Less than 6 months after gas prices peaked in 2008, they had again fallen by more than 50%. In some parts of the country, a gallon of gas costs less than $2. Concerns about the safety of e-cigarettes are increasing as hundreds of cases of lung disease related to vaping are under investigation.
Now, more research is looking at the possible health impacts related to using flavored e-cigarettes. Scientists from Yale School of Medicine are using a custom vaping machine built to analyze the chemical makeup of flavors. Their findings show chemical reactions between the flavor compounds and the liquid nicotine in vaping products.
What is being added by the manufacturer is not actually the chemical compounds that the users are being exposed to. There are chemical reactions happening in the liquid.
Many of these chemicals are known to be inflammatory agents, are known to have toxic effects, but we still have to determine things like what concentration and dose do these inflammatory effects appear.
Adding to concerns, a new study from researchers at Duke Health shows a flavoring ingredient that could potentially cause cancer is found in high levels of e-cigarette liquids and smokeless tobacco products. The chemical called pulegone is in menthol and mint products. The FDA banned that chemical as a food additive last year. Well, the Sauk County Sheriff's Office is reporting an increase in 911 pocket dial phone calls from amusement parks. Dispatchers say they'll hear the screams and laughing in the background.
Gabriella Becerra is here to share why dispatchers believe this is becoming more common. Gabby?
The Sauk County Sheriff's Office says pocket dial phone calls increased by 75 to 100% in the last 5 years, simply because more people carry cell phones around. So during the summer, it's not uncommon to get those calls from people at an amusement park. Communications Supervisor Dana Wanke answers 911 calls and says the most important thing is for them to listen because they can't actually see what's going on.
We take every 911 call serious. We listen. If there's no sound at all, we stay on the phone a good 45 seconds to a minute just to hear anything in the background. And if we can't hear anything, we disconnect and we call back.
Wanke says if you realize you accidentally called 911, call them back and let them know it was an accident and that you're okay. The sheriff's office also recommends that you make sure you lock your phone and put it in a place less likely to make pocket dial phone calls, but that they understand it happens occasionally.
Gabriella, thank you. President Trump today hosted iconic Yankees player Mariano Rivera at the White House. With Rivera's family in attendance, President Trump awarded him the Medal of Freedom. Rivera is a native of Panama, but is now a naturalized U.S. citizen. He is also the first baseball player in history to be unanimously voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Mariano helped lead the Yankees to 5 World Series victories, was named the World Series MVP in 1999, and this year he became the first person unanimously elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Unanimous, not one vote. Yankee fans know that.
President Trump, who is a Yankees fan, praised Rivera as maybe the greatest pitcher of all time. Rivera is a relief pitcher who spent his entire 19-year career with the Yankees.
Ben Roethlisberger's season is over, his career possibly as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback injured right elbow yesterday afternoon. It will require surgery, ending the 37-year-old's 16th season just 2 weeks in. Roethlisberger shook his arm after a pair of passes with the Steelers driving late in the first half. He remained in the game throughout the end of the drive, but watched the second half from the sidelines as backup Mason Rudolph took over.
Music fans are mourning the death of Rick Ocasek, the co-founder and primary songwriter for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band The Cars. The musician, who was in his 70s, was found dead in his Manhattan apartment yesterday afternoon. There were no signs of foul play. Laura Podesta looks back at his career.
The Cars knew how to let the good times roll with their mix of rock, new wave, and pop. Rick Ocasek, known for his long, lanky frame and deep voice, was the group's lead singer, guitarist, and primary songwriter. The group made their mark with a string of hits starting in the late 70s. They reached their peak popularity in the 80s thanks to MTV-friendly videos, including You Might Think. It was on the video for the ballad Drive that Ocasek met his third wife, model Paulina Poroskova. The couple were married for 28 years. Poroskova announced their separation last year, shortly after the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'd like to thank my loving family, because they know me pretty well, but they still like me anyway.
After the Cars broke up in 1988, Ocasek went on to produce hit albums for younger bands, including Weezer, ensuring his musical legacy will continue for generations to come. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
And he is survived by his 6 sons, 2 from each of his 3 marriages.
It's Ocasek. I always thought of Ocasek.
Yeah, I guess that's a big debate. Yeah. But what is the way to say it? I've never said Ocasek,
no,
but I think that's the way you're supposed to say it.
Well, in any event, he'll be missed, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
There's more to come at 4. When we come back, our film critic Will Loper will join us.
He has reviews of 2 new movies, Brittany Runs a Marathon and Hustlers. That's when we come back. We'll be back right after this.
Well, more than 30 General Motors plants are idle today.
That's because tens of thousands of United Auto workers walked off the job today in 9 states in a nationwide strike. Hillary Lane reports from New York.
More than 48,000 United Auto workers are walking the picket line outside of General Motors plants around the country, including this facility in Indiana.
The first couple of days are like this, and they're pretty exciting. But nobody wants to stay out to the point where it starts creating a financial hardship for not only the members, but the company as well.
The union and GM failed to reach a new labor deal before the old contract expired at midnight Saturday. Workers are asking for better pay and affordable health care.
We stood up for GM when they needed us, and we deserve a fair contract because we've helped make this company what it is.
Almost a decade after filing for bankruptcy in 2009, the automaker made $8.1 billion last year. CEO Mary Barra earned nearly $22 million. According to the company's previous union contract, GM's hourly auto workers make anywhere from roughly $44,000 to $99,000 a year. But GM believes its proposed contract is competitive.
We think this offer is very sound and strong with investments and job creation.
GM's proposed deal includes over $7 billion in domestic investment, nearly 5,500 new jobs, and a ratification payment of $8,000 per worker.
Everybody that works here for the UAW, and I'm sure General Motors will be trying to reach an agreement. There's thousands of families depending on that.
The last time the union went on strike was in 2007. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
And 22 parts distribution warehouses are also closed.
On Wall Street, investors were rattled by that drone strike on Saudi Arabian oil facilities. The Dow Industrials fell 142 points, closing at 27,076. The Nasdaq Composite Index lost 23. The S&P 500 was off 9.
Let's get you healthy. I want you to try losing 55 pounds.
That's the weight of a Siberian Husky. You want me to pull a medium-sized working dog off of my body.
You changing your life was never about your weight.
Hold it, please!
It was about you taking responsibility for yourself.
50,000 people from around the world are racing today.
I want to run the New York City Marathon.
I think that is such a good idea.
That's a bad omen.
That was a clip from Brittany Runs a Marathon, one of the newest movies to hit theaters.
So should you run to the theater to see it? Here to let us know what he thinks is our film critic, Will Loper. Hi, Will.
Hey, guys. Okay, you're going to want to put your running shoes on and get there because it's a hilarious and heartfelt journey of a woman who decides to change her life for the better, and it's well worth seeing. So Jillian Bell plays Brittany, who parties every night and goes to the doctor to try and get some Adderall, but is told she's on the road to fatty liver disease. It's a wake-up call for Brittany, who decides to start running and eventually to make a marathon her goal. Now, this isn't just a movie about losing weight and getting in shape, though. It's about becoming a better person, both inside and out. And the inner stuff can sometimes be the hardest to work on. I also wasn't expecting this movie to pack such an emotional wallop, but it sure does. I don't think there was a dry eye in my theater. It's funny, it's inspiring, and I think it should be on your list of movies to see this year.
And it's a true story, right?
It's based on a true story. It's heavily fictionalized on the real Brittany. Brittany O'Neill is the name of the person in real life, but it's definitely just an inspiring story all around.
And Jillian actually lost weight filming this movie.
She did. She lost almost 40 pounds in preparation for the role, so she kind of wanted to go on the same journey that the real Brittany ran on.
And this is her first leading role.
Yeah, she's always been kind of the funny sidekick in movies and sort of the comic relief, but she carries the movie here, and she does a fantastic job.
Looks great. So what's the rating?
Give this one 4.3 real-life Brittany's out of 5.
Oh, that's the real-life Brittany.
There she is right there.
Wow.
Yep. She's not blonde. What the heck?
Go see it.
Yep.
All right, up next, Hustlers.
These Wall Street guys. You see what they did to this country? They stole from everybody. Hardworking people lost everything. The game is rigged, and it does not reward people who play by the rules. It's like robbing a bank, except you get the keys.
So Jennifer Lopez, Constance Wu, and more star as strip club employees who struggle after the financial collapse of 2008 and decide to get back at the Wall Street workers by drugging them and getting them to spend often their entire credit limit in one night. This is also based on a true story, and even though these women are committing crimes throughout the movie, you really can't help but root for them along the way. It's smart, it's entertaining, and it also packs a surprise and emotional punch along the way, too. If you're in the mood for a female empowering crime dramedy, go and see this movie.
You shed a lot of tears this weekend,
I
apparently.
did! Gosh, you know, it's wiping up the face before I go outside, but yeah, both of these movies were just great.
Not what you expected.
No, not at all, but excellent. Really good.
Okay, what's your rating for Hustlers?
Give this one 3.5. Jennifer Lopez is out of 5. She just dominates this movie.
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
All right, next week.
Next week, we're returning to Downton Abbey.
Oh, Susan's already in line.
Oh, I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, it should be good.
Me either. I'm such a Downton fan.
Yeah, I am
so.
too. All right, looking forward to that. Have a great week.
Thanks, you guys too.
Thanks. We'll see you next week.
We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, take a look at this. 9-year-old Caden Gatlicut may have a career in hockey. He's pretty impressive, juggling golf balls with a hockey stick while standing on a balance board. The San Antonio boy says he started working on this routine when he was just 5.
That is unbelievably impressive. That is coordination for
9
him.
years old.
Wow,
Good
that
for
is
him.
great.
Oh, wow.
And Dana had a big night on Friday night.
Kicked off your Friday night by kicking up your heels.
A little dance and a little salsa time at Roomba for Rainbow. It was the 15th annual Roomba for Rainbow. Here's some video.
You look gorgeous.
Yay, thank you.
And who's your dancing partner?
My dance partner is Stanislav Kiel, and he is fantastic. He's with Fred Astaire West. He's a ballroom dance expert, and we danced to Vivir Mi Vida by Mark Anthony. So it was a salsa dance to an actual Latin song. And it was a fantastic night. We raised so much money for the Rainbow Project here in Madison. And now I'm watching the video, and I'm like, girl, why did you move your hand? So I'm being all critical now. But
we have the whole thing.
I'll critique it later. But we had so much fun, and the crowd there was fantastic. There were so many people. My folks actually drove up from Central Illinois because they wanted to check it out and see how things were. But it was the staff from Fred Astaire East and West, and they were all super helpful with all of us dancers, the local celebrities. We really had a good time.
And our morning anchor, Leah Lynchai, was also...
Leah Lynchai danced as well, and she
looked like an angel, too. She looked beautiful.
Ballroom routine to a Celine Dion song, and it was gorgeous. So.
She's been dancing all her life. She's been taking lessons for 15 years.
See, yeah.
Dana, I'm proud of you. That is a gutsy thing to do.
Thanks. We'd go in a few afternoons or a few mornings from practice, and I'd be sweaty, and Stas is like, you already go to the gym, you already worked out, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, and he goes, but dance is our workout today. So
congratulations.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Great.
We had a good time.
Yeah,
it was nice.
For a good cause too.
It was a good cause. Again, a lot of folks were really enjoying the night with all the different salsa dancing moments going on. So as far as the weather was concerned,
kind of saucy.
It's a little saucy outside, a little thick outside right now, and warm. Temperature-wise for the next few days, we've got summer hanging around with us, so keep that in mind as you look for your Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon forecasts. But we'll take a look at the full 10-day right after the break. Right now, it's not too bad outside. We have some sunshine, a few clouds, but overall, a sunny sky in Madison. Temperature-wise, it's a little warm. We're at 82 currently with our dew points near 60 and a calm breeze. It feels very summer-like outside. Those temperatures about 10 degrees above average. Overnight lows this morning also about 10 degrees above average. So we are in quite a little warm stretch for your Monday. That's where we're really going to stay for the next several days. Our Doppler radar is going to be quiet, though. That's the good news, not just for southern Wisconsin, but throughout the state as high pressure is ridging in just from the east. As it continues to shift on east, our breeze will pick up a little more and become a little more of a southeasterly flow as we get on the back side of that high pressure. Right now, since it's almost centered overhead, our breeze is staying pretty calm. No new system sliding in until we get late into the day on Wednesday. We'll have some rain chances developing for Thursday, but this really is going to be our setup for the start of the work week. That's some good news if you're hoping for some drier weather, any outdoor plans. If you're hoping for a little bit of a cool down, you're going to have to wait just a bit longer. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy. Temperatures will stay in the 60s for our overnight lows. For Tuesday afternoon, plan on a partly sunny sky. High temperatures will be in the 80s. Notice well to our south and west into Iowa, they're going to have temperatures close to 90 for Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon. Our breeze coming from the southeast, a strong southeast breeze for Tuesday and for Wednesday. Shower chances early on Wednesday will be in the northwest quarter of the state, and then those showers will steadily sink southeast by the nighttime. The showers really slide through. We have the chance for showers and thunderstorms developing Wednesday night, and they'll stay with us into Thursday. So we could have some heavier rainfall at times with those thunderstorms popping up. Again, overnight temperatures stay in the 60s. That's quite a bit above average starting off the day. Tomorrow in a very mild spot, since those temperatures will be pretty close to our dew points. Plan on seeing some areas of fog yet again. Some dense fog certainly possible at times, so your morning commute tomorrow will take a little longer than usual, similar though to how it was today. Tomorrow afternoon, our high temps are in the low 80s. It will be humid yet again outside. For Wednesday morning, we'd start the day off back in the 60s. Another copy and paste forecast from Tuesday. High temps are in the low 80s in the afternoon. Notice a nice strong southerly breeze. And then our shower chances developing late at night and staying into Thursday. Over the next few hours, of course, we're going to fall off after the sun sets into the 60s. Our breeze is going to stay calm overnight, but those overnight temperatures only dropping to the low 60s rather than into the low 50s. Partly cloudy sky tonight, but even early in the morning with that fog, it may seem a little more mostly cloudy at times early in the day on Tuesday. Our breeze light from the southeast. The fog chances stay with us tomorrow until it'll finally lift for the middle of the morning. Partly sunny tomorrow, warm and humid. Again, our breeze picking up a little more as that high pressure pulls further away. About 8 to 15 miles per hour, so enough that you'll notice it for Tuesday afternoon. High temperatures stay above average for Tuesday and for Wednesday. Wednesday, another very humid day. Our shower and thunderstorm chances, though, don't develop until night. We'll stay dry during the day in southern Wisconsin. If you have to travel north at all, we'll see some more shower chances developing north of us. Thursday, humid with the chance for showers and thunderstorms near 80 degrees. We'll bump up our temperatures a little bit on Friday. It does seem like we're going to stay in the low 80s for Friday, and we don't drop into the 70s until Saturday. Saturday, we have the chance for showers and thunderstorms. Another humid day. Those showers will linger into Sunday morning, and finally with the that system sliding on through, temperatures will drop back a bit and will be a little more seasonable for the start of next week. We'll be in the lower 70s, and that's where we should be for the middle and almost end of September right now. So it is still summer, as we were talking about earlier.
Was it 21st, 22nd, somewhere there?
Around
usually.
there. Yes.
Should just be grateful for it.
Yep.
You know, enjoy, exactly.
35 below, remember that?
I know. That's why I was walking in earlier, and our noon producer, and I said, I wish it was 20 degrees cooler. She goes, no, that comes later.
Yeah, exactly.
Not quite yet, but the humidity, that's the only downside, I think, for this afternoon and this evening, because the sunshine and the temperatures are pretty comfortable.
Yeah. That's why they invented air conditioning.
Yes,
Dana,
indeed.
thank you. Thieves are on the run in Britain after stealing a $5 million golden toilet from a famous palace.
UK police are scrambling to solve this one-of-a-kind case. CBS's Gwen Baumgartner reports from Oxfordshire, England.
Thieves ripped the golden toilet straight from the wall, causing flooding and significant damage to part of Blenheim Palace, the birthplace of Sir Winston Churchill.
There is a thorough investigation in the process of being carried out.
Before being installed as an exhibit at the palace, the toilet was on display at New York's Guggenheim Museum. It allows visitors to try it out in 3-minute time slots.
Thought security here would be tight locked, so yeah, it's amazing that someone's been able to access it and be able to take it, and it's not small, is it?
The bowl, named America, is actually worth its weight in gold. At 18 carats, it's valued at $5 million, making it one of the priciest pots in the world.
Palace aides say they're assisting police in any way they can. They worry the toilet might be melted down for cash if it's not recovered quickly.
Police have been quick to flush out rumors this is all a prank.
There will be an increased police presence in the local area, whilst officers and staff carry out inquiries into the circumstances.
Authorities took a 66-year-old man into custody, but the toilet remains missing. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Oxfordshire, England.
Many
Details are
questions,
sketchy.
yes. The artist famously offered the toilet to President Trump for use at the White House 2 years ago.
You didn't say yes? All right, next at 4, it's time to rock and roll.
That is the name of this week's pet from the Dane County Humane Society. There he is, Marissa DeGroot, and rock and roll will join us when Live at 4 continues.
The link.
Here's a live look at a sunny and humid downtown Madison on this September 16th. Yeah, it's the 16th. It is time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with rock and roll. Hi, Marissa. What a great name.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Bud, tell us about him.
So rock and roll here. Oh, I think he's finding some loose treats there. So rock and roll is a 9-month-old shepherd mix, which means that he has a little bit of growing to do, but not a ton. I think he's going to stay kind of a petite guy.
He's very skinny.
Yep, he's a little skinny guy. He came up from an overcrowded shelter down in Alabama. Now he's looking for a great new home up around Madison.
There you go. I was just going to say he has the
handsome
cutest little face.
Look at those ears.
But you know, for 9 months old, he is a pretty chill guy. So maybe more of a soft rock and less crazy rock and roll here.
Soft rock.
Yes. He still has a little bit of learning to do, but you know, he's not mouthy. He's not too jumpy. He's just kind of a relaxed guy.
Aww. Yeah, for 9 months old, he's pretty chill.
And he actually was at Dogtoberfest yesterday, and he made it his mission to meet every single dog there.
So he likes other dogs.
He loves other dogs, and even when he was meeting the little ones, or little chihuahuas, he would get down on his belly and just crawl over to them to not scare them too much.
So he was well behaved.
Yes, a very sweet guy.
I think some previous treats from other dogs may be under this couch. So He's ready to go.
Yep, he is looking for a good home that can kind of keep up with his energy, because being 9 months old, I think he is going to want a lot of room to run around and play.
Okay, one of your big fundraisers coming up.
Yes, we do. So tickets are now available for Bark and Wine. It's one of our favorite events of the year. It happens at the shelter. You get to sip wine, snuggle with some puppies, meet some kittens, and it's all to support Dane County Humane Society. So that's coming up on Saturday, October 19th, and you can get those tickets right now. They are going fast.
Oh yeah, that's a great event.
And you get to walk around the whole shelter and see all the
animals. Really see
That's
behind
the best
the
part.
scenes and see what your donations are really doing every day.
Absolutely. All right, last time was like 3 weeks ago with Labor Day.
Last time we had Cinnabon, our little bunny, and we are so excited. Cinnabon did get adopted.
Oh, that's
great. Good.
Yeah, he was a cute little bunny. All right, let's get rock and roll home. You can rename him if you want.
How can you forget that name, though, or that face?
Look at that face. Yeah, he is such a good boy. He's going to turn into a nice dog.
Oh, yeah.
For information on rock and roll and all the critters available, go to the website, giveshelter.org. 838-0413 is the number to call. Marissa, thank you.
Marissa, thank you.
He's done. He's done. All right, still to come at 4, fighting climate change one building at a time.
Climate change is heating up the urban jungle. I'm Tom Hansen with how a simple paint job can help buildings cool down.
No major accidents on the road, always a good thing. Here's a look at downtown from East Washington at 2nd Street. Of course, all sides just getting a little more congested. It's going to take you a little more time to get through the lights of the stop signs, but things are moving along. which is always good news for us. So as long as things are moving, that's how things go pretty good. Looking at 39 and 90, no delays. We get a little closer look at the Isthmus. No major delays downtown. The eastbound side of the Beltline right now, of course, a little slower the closer you get to Fish Hatchery Road and John Nolan. Westbound really doesn't look too bad at all. Even University Avenue looking okay. Around downtown Sauk City, we are seeing a few delays. That's just due to traffic. And of course, on the westbound side, heading into downtown Sauk City, down to just one lane right now. Prairie du Sac doesn't look too bad all the way up to Baraboo. You should have a pretty okay drive. From Jadesville to the Beltline, 26 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton. And the drive from Sun Prairie to downtown, just a little longer than usual, about 17 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. A New Zealand man brought an emotional support clown to his firing. Josh Thompson suspected he was facing the axe at the ad agency where he works, so he enlisted the services of a professional clown for emotional support. Joe the clown made balloon animals as Thompson was told he was being let go. He mimed crying afterwards. The story got so much attention that Thompson already has a new higher-paying job, so he's the one with the last laugh.
Ah, very good.
Well, world leaders are gathering next week at the UN Climate Action Summit in New York City to discuss global warming.
Tom Hansen shows us how some major metropolitan areas are already trying to tackle the problem.
This New York City rooftop is getting a cool makeover.
Today, altogether on this roof was probably 15, 16 buckets.
Painter Keith Harris is coating every inch white, but it's not for aesthetics. It's to combat global warming.
It might not be good for me, but my son and his kids, and down the line, it should pay off.
The city's Cool Roofs program uses a special white reflective paint so the roof absorbs less heat, reducing energy costs and the carbon footprint.
These white surfaces will keep these buildings cooler rather than the dark surfaces that you see on traditional rooftops.
With sun-absorbing dark rooftops and street pavement, cities experience significantly warmer temps than rural areas, something called the urban heat island effect.
Extreme heat is actually one of the deadliest impacts or extreme weather events that we face here in New York City.
It has many cities turning to design to cope. San Francisco passed a green roof law requiring new buildings to have solar panels and plants. In Los Angeles, roofing materials must meet new sun-reflecting standards. And a Houston neighborhood reduced its temps by planting 175 large trees. In New York City, the Cool Roofs project has covered 10 million square feet so far.
It's going to help everyone in the city, so it's beneficial for everything.
The world's heating up. My personal opinion is this should have been done a long time ago.
They plan to keep doing their part for the planet, one rooftop at a time. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
What a great idea. It looks cleaner, too.
Yeah, why wasn't it done in the first place?
Yeah,
He's right.
I think it looks nice, yeah.
New York City's Cool Roofs program provides paint and painters to buildings at low or no costs. And we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up. Get that humidity out of here.
It's a little warm outside, so I've had the windows open and I had to turn the dehumidifier off, unfortunately, because of the humidity with the windows open. I didn't want to dehumidify all of Madison. But now that the windows are closing and the AC's back on, I might have to flick it back on. Here's a live look from our WISC-TV sky cam. A few clouds, a few birds coming on by. Could have been a bug, could have been a bird. We have options. Blue sky overall. It is a little warm. We did, of course, have some fog come through this morning. This afternoon, though, has been pretty pleasant outside. Temperature-wise, we're at 82 in Madison, about 85, though, in Black River Falls, 79 in Platteville. Our dew points are near 60 around Dane County, but in the upper 70s for that southwest corner of Grant County around Platteville. So it certainly does feel a little humid outside. Doppler track will stay quiet overnight, and for tomorrow, unfortunately, our next rain chance is going to come in before we wrap up the week. So plan on some areas of fog again tomorrow morning. Your morning commute a little longer than usual, similar to today. We could have some dense fog in spots. It'll be warm and humid again in the afternoon for Tuesday and Wednesday, and that next rain chance developing later on Wednesday evening and into Thursday. So we get to hold off a little bit and enjoy the warmer weather before the rain comes in and starts to cool us back down a little bit heading into the weekend.
I want to go back to the Rainbow for Rumble. What is it? Rumble for
Rumble for Rainbow.
It's a celebrity dance challenge, Union South on campus. So here's the winner. Yes, Madison Fire Department representative. It's fantastic because his instructor actually was not able to compete. So he was paired with a random person from the crowd and just killed it. Stas and I had a great time. And then, of course, Leah did a beautiful job with her ballroom style dance. I think you said she looked very angelic.
She looks like an angel, yeah.
It was so
just
beautiful.
got caught, but that's okay.
So we had such a good time backstage, and then of course enjoying everything afterwards. It was a really, really, really fun evening, and I actually haven't spent a lot of time on campus either. So afterwards, we just walked around on campus and enjoyed UW on a Friday night.
Yeah, because you were at Union South?
Yeah, we're at a Union South.
So you do that again?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Next year, we already decided. My instructor tactfully told me maybe I need a little more practice.
Or a less complicated dance.
Or a less complicated dance. So.
I'm proud of you.
Congratulations. All right, tomorrow here on Live at 4, this is going to be fun. We're going to go behind the wheel with the Mini Cooper Motorsports Racing Team. They're going to be at Elkhart Lake next weekend, but we're going to have a little race out here in the parking lot.
That's going to be really fun. And Consumer Reports, their experts show us the best way to wash and wax your car. That's coming up tomorrow.